This news could change boxing forever. The UFC and Turki Al-Sheikh have partnered up together to start a boxing league. This is absolutely insane, but are we surprised? I'm not at all, because Dana White has been talking about starting a boxing promotion for a long time now, and he's been slowly putting the pieces together to do that. We've seen that he's thrown boxing events in the UFC Fight Pass, and we've seen guys like Callum Walsh fight under him, and he's been building up this guy for a while now to take over as the next big star in boxing. And what better way to start a boxing league than partner up with probably the biggest boxing promoter at boxing at the moment in Turki Al-Sheikh. I mean, Turki Al-Sheikh has been putting on the biggest fights in boxing as of late. We've seen the resurgence in boxing with Usyk fighting Tyson Fury, with Anthony Joshua fighting Daniel Dubois. We have been seeing big fights for the last couple of years now in boxing, and it's had a resurgence like no other. But with Dana White partnering up with Turki Al-Sheikh, what could we expect from these two? What fights are going to be made? How is this all going to transpire? Are we going to see the big names of boxing that we have seen fight under Turki Al-Sheikh fight in this promotion? One thing I can guarantee with this boxing promotion at the moment, there's one name that I know for sure that will fight in this promotion, and that is Callum Walsh. He's been Dana White's left-hand man when it comes to boxing. Dana White has been promoting this kid like crazy for the last 2 years now. So he's been building up stature and building up a resume. If you're a big follower of Dana White and his little boxing journey at the moment, you know Callum Walsh is at the top of the pecking order for this man, Dana White. But besides that, what could we expect? Maybe a Canelo Alvarez appearance? Are we going to see big names like Joseph Parker fight there? Maybe Alexander Usyk? We don't know. There's not been much said. All we know that Dana White has said that there will be big fights coming up in the promotion, but every big promoter is going to say something like that. We don't know exactly what is going to transpire. With guys like Eddie Hearn, Bob Arum, and Frank Warren, what is going to happen with those promoters? Because a lot of their fighters have been fighting under Turki Al-Sheikh's promotion, because Turki Al-Sheikh has been throwing money at them like crazy. What is going to happen to them? Are they going to get abandoned because the new UFC partnership? Or are they all going to align together? There are so many questions that has to be asked. For what I saw in an interview with Eddie Hearn, he says he's happy to see this happen. He's happy to see that Turki Al-Sheikh and the UFC are starting something big together, and it could be great for boxing. So maybe him praising them, saying good things about the UFC and Turki Al-Sheikh aligning together, maybe we could see Eddie Hearn involve himself in this, maybe try to get a payday, to maybe get his good graces, to get his fighters to get put on, to make big fights in this boxing league that Turki Al-Sheikh and the UFC are starting. Because I could definitely see that happen, especially the way he's been talking about the UFC and Turki Al-Sheikh. They all seem to have a great partnership together. Maybe we could see guys like Anthony Joshua, Bivol, everybody that is signed under Eddie Hearn to be involved in this promotion. And I wouldn't be mad about it. I feel like that would bring a lot of eyes into boxing. It'll really just set the tone of what's to come for boxing in big fights and big opportunities. And on top of that, what's going to happen with the belts? Are we going to have one significant belt per weight class? How many weight classes are going to be in this boxing league? I don't know. There's so many questions that have to be asked, and what is going to happen? We just have no idea what is going to transpire in this boxing league. And on top of that, are we going to see fighters in the UFC fight in this boxing league? Big names like Alex Pereira have been talking about getting themselves involved into boxing. I mean, Alexander Usyk in the past said his last fight, he wants to fight Alex Pereira in a boxing match, and that would be a great fight that'll make a lot of money in pay-per-view sales and revenue in general, to build something big for the MMA fans and the combat sports fans and all that to see, which would be great too. Maybe Ilia Topuria. We know Ilia Topuria is a big name. He's been talking about making big fights and big things happen, and he could maybe be a guy that could cross over into this boxing venture, boxing league, whatever they're doing. So we could see a lot of names in the UFC umbrella as well involve themselves into the boxing league. Obviously, there are a lot of concerns from boxing purists and boxing fans about the case of how fighters are going to get paid. A lot of boxing fans are not big fans of Dana White and his pay structure when it comes to UFC fighters. So this could all be a predicament in their boat. But guys, I don't think that's going to be an issue because Turki Al-Sheikh is involved in this promotion. So a lot of the money that is going not only going to come from the UFC, but also from his boat. I'm pretty sure big fights are going to be made and fighters are going to get paid. I don't think a concern of fighter pay should be a big issue when it comes to this boxing promotion because Turki Al-Sheikh has been throwing money around, has been paying these boxers significant loads of money to make the big fights happen. I don't think he's scared to do that again, and I don't think that's going to be an issue for the foreseeable future. As for Riyadh season, is Riyadh season going to continue? Is his sole focus going to be in this partnership with the UFC? These are all questions that I think have to be answered, and over time, I think that's just what we are going to see. Right now, we've gotten bits and pieces of what's going to happen with this co-promotion, and I'm excited to see what's going to unfold. Boxing might become a monopoly, guys. UFC might take over everything now. Not only MMA scene, but also the boxing scene. We'll see what unfolds. What do you guys think? Are you guys happy about this happening? Do you think this takeover will be great for boxing? Is it gonna do harm? Let me know in the comments below. Anyways, people, good game, boys. Catch you later. Deuces. I'm out. Subscribe.